ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to our podcast, Ugins Insight, and I'm your host, Jordan, also known as Goblin Rabble Master. And joining me tonight, I have our resident Black Mage, the guy who's the most evil fiendish devil of the group, which is Chris. Chris, welcome.
Hello.
We then have our Mexican Super Friends entrepreneur over in the corner who likes to rally the aid of allies and not actually play a creature. Hello, Adam.
Hello.
And we have the Dragon Master himself, the guy who likes to summon stupid dragons that just calls that you can't get rid of, which is fantastic. Hello, Steve.
Hello.
So, by God, welcome to our monthly podcast. We are determined to do this monthly now. And by God, we have got some news to catch up on. Things have been a bit mad in the Magic world since we've not been on last. But before we get to that, we're going to get to crack a pack. So this time we are doing a Conspiracy Take the Crown pack. So all I'm praying for is either Kaya the foil Planeswalker, the alt art version, or Leovold.
I was going to say Leovold.
Yes, because that won't be unfair at all. Right. So first common we have Caller of Gales. 1 blue. Merfolk Wizard, 1/1. You pay 1 in the blue, tap it, tag creature gains flying.
That's quite good. It's not bad actually, considering you can give your creature flying.
I'd say it's about the 25th pick. So it doesn't get me uber excited, but it'll give me. It's one way to get in a sneaky bit of damage, I think. So quite nicely. Hurly Burly is the next common. 1 in a red, sorcery, choose 1, deals 1 damage to each creature without flying, or deals 1 damage to each creature with flying. I quite like this actually.
Yeah, I like this card just for the name it's got on it.
I like it because it can be in Conspiracy. It can be a bit of a board wipe because there are quite a few goblin tokens and various things like that. Mm-hmm. So it's quite sweet to get around. Then we have Gallerus Sycophant, 2 in a black, human advisor. It's a 1/4. At the beginning of your end step, if you are the monarch, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. If you can become the monarch and stay the monarch without drawing yourself out of cards, this is great late game. Sort of when if you've already knocked like 1 person out and you're sort of at a decent life total, otherwise it just makes you a target, quite frankly. I mean, it's a 1/4, it's got a nice, it's got a fat butt on it. So.
As you know, with this game, it's really hard to stay the monarch. So
that's it, yeah. Well, you mean about unless you come up with a stupid combo like I did, so I can never not be the monarch.
Yeah.
But then I draw myself out of cards. But apart from that, it was a genius plan, apart from that. Omen Speaker, 1 in the blue, human wizard, it's a 1/3, enters the battlefield, scry 2. Yep.
Not bad.
Solid. Yep. Definitely fixes you for 2 turns. Fabulous. God's Willing, 1 white. It's an instant, target creature you control gains protection of the colour of your choice, and then you get to scry 1.
That's solid.
Yeah, so basically you nullify one of their cards.
Yeah, generally, it's great. To be fair, it's used in modern, destroy target non-black creature. Well, it's now black, thank you very much. And I get a scry. So it's basically you're paying 1 mana, scry 1, which is actually quite, and it's not in blue, which is quite nice. Right, we have our first Conspiracy card, which is 2 in a green, Leovold's Operative. It's an Elf Rogue, it's 3/2. You draft it face up, and as you draft a card, you may draft an additional card from that booster. If you do, turn Leovold's Operative face down, then you pass the next booster pack without drafting a card from it. Basically, if you want to be greedy in a pack, this is great to draft. Pack 1, and then pack 2, and you open it and go, ooh, I'll take this and this, please. Yeah. And then skip a turn, and chancing on that. But it's quite good in the end draft. I find it quite good. Whoa, here we go, Steve's favourite card. 1 and a white, raise the alarm. It's an instant. Put 2 1/1 white soldier creatures onto the battlefield. The reason why this is Steve's favourite deck is because Steve now runs a white weenies deck, and we don't like him anymore. Apart from that. But it's decent end step. It's decent end step on someone else's turn. Yeah, create 2 1/1s, or even as flash blockers. It's rather good. Kite Sail, 2 generic artifact equipment. Creature gets +1/+1 flying and 2 to equip. Yeah,
nice. Just flying as
it gives. Yeah, I mean it's all right, but it doesn't stir the cockles of the heart at all. Voyaging Satyr, 1 and a green, Satyr Druid, pay 1, tap it and you can untap target land, and it's a 1/2. This is really sweet. this can ramp you so well, sort of thing. You know?
It's just virtually a normal ramp card with the mana, because you could even tap, leave a floating mana, then untap
well,
it. So it's actually...
if this is on the board, turn 3 you have access to 4 mana.
Yeah.
Turn, you know, or providing you've got 3 lands out, sort of thing. You know, so it's something that you can just start going off, which is quite nice. Flame Slash, 1 red sorcery, deal 4 damage to target creature.
That is quite a handy card in my opinion, because you can basically kill any. Basically,
it does get rid of a lot of creatures out of this, and you know, for a single red, it's quite sweet. I mean, it doesn't kill some of the bigger fatties, but 4 damage.
When you consider Lightning Axe is 1 red and pay 5 and discard a card, actually, just for 1 less damage, that's very good for 1 red.
Yeah, no, but why isn't it 1 red instant 3 damage to target player? Oh, well, that's lightning bolt. Yeah. Well, you know, it's not lightning bolt. It's terrible.
No.
It should be creature or player. If it says creature or player 4 damage, yeah, that's fine. You know, it'll be player for days. So that's all our commons. So now we're on to uncommons. Oh, we have our next conspiracy card. Spire Phantasm, 2 and 2 blue, Gargoyle Illusion. It's a 3/2. Reveal it as you draft it. The next time a player drafts a card from this boost attack, guess that card's name. Then that player reveals the drafted card. It has flying. When it enters the battlefield, if you guess correctly for a named card with Spire Phantasm, then you get to draw a card. So basically, you draw this, you pass the pack, you guess the pick, and if the pick is correct, then this comes in. When it enters the battlefield, you get to draw a card.
Very risky in my opinion.
It is risky, but it depends how well you like. If it's you lot, and I'm passing to Chris, and I've sort of, you know, it depends. If this is in pack 2, pack 1's hard because you can't read the signals very well. But you can sort of tell pack 2, maybe pack 3, you can sort of guess what they're taking. So the later this comes in packs, the better.
You definitely don't want it as the last card of the pack though, because then that...
Oh no, no, because it says from this pack, so it negates that sort of thing. But yeah, I would say so anyway. Right, Gutter Snipe, 2 and a red, Goblin Shaman. It's a 2/2. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, Gutter Snipe deals 2 damage to each opponent.
Nice.
Yep. Yeah, it's actually quite sweet. I quite like it, but it only works in a really heavy spell deck. That's the only problem with it. The last uncommon is Illusion of Choice. Single blue mana, instant. You choose how each player votes this turn, and then you get to draw a card. This can be actually very critical, especially if you're the one who's playing a lot of vote cards, and you go, I want this to happen. Oh, by the way.
Especially there's that Chancellor's Dilemma one, which is either play from your hand or play from the deck. And if you can get everyone to choose, you'll force everyone to choose. It just plays from your hand.
It is a very good card, but I think this works. To be fair, this works no matter, even if you don't run a lot of Council Dilemma cards, this works great because suddenly you can influence that vote anyway, and you go, oh, hang on. I don't want you to, you know, if there's like something with 1/1 counters or tokens, you go, no, you can have all the tokens, I don't want you getting big creatures, or you can do it vice versa. Or if you know you got a removal spell, regardless of how big it is, then you just go, yeah, you can have all the counters you want, and it's gone. So the rare is Harvester of Souls, 4 and 2 black. It's a demon with Death Touch. It's a 5/5, and whenever another non-token creature dies, you may draw a card.
Nice.
Seems perfect for you, Chris.
That'd be my favorite. I'm not gonna lie.
I can guess it. Unless there's conspiracy, or if there's a foil here, then yeah. So conspiracy we got was Incendiary Descent. It's a hidden agenda, and creatures of the chosen name have a pay 1 red and get +1/+1 until the end of the turn. So it gets fire breathing. Can be quite sweet. And just a monarch token. So, well, Chris is going with the Harvester of Souls straight out. To be fair, I think I would as well, but if that rare's not there, I would be quite tempted with the Gutter Snipe. It'd be the Gutter Snipe or the Illusion of Choice, I think.
The Illusion of Choice can swing games if you have the right council cards.
Yeah, again,
swing a game completely.
Again, my first choice would probably be Harvester of Soul, but if it wasn't there, I would do the blue on the Illusion of Choice.
You do Illusion of Choice, yeah.
Just purely for the conspiracy format.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, you'd be quite sweet in, blue, you've not got that much blue in here, but you got a few reds, so that's not too bad. That'd be right sweet. So, welcome back. We are going now to go through all the news that's been occurring while we've not been on air, and Jesus Christ, it's gone a bit mad. So the first major bit of news is there's been a massive change now in the Grand Prix, as well as Nationals are coming back. So the first bit of news is that Wizards are now no longer doing the World Magic Championship qualifiers. They're now doing Nationals, which apparently is the old system. Now, it's a bit interesting. I've heard a lot of up and downs about it, because apparently the Nationals were great, because it's great for a big country. But the problem is that it didn't work for little countries, and so they brought the Magic World Championships, which worked really well for little countries, and it sort of worked for bigger countries. But again, it's sort of in this sort of problem zone, so I don't know how it's going to work, but apparently they're in discussions with it still, Wizards. So I'd like to hope, personally, that they have something, because I mean, I don't know how we class do we class as a big country or a little country, sort of.
We've got quite a lot of Magic players within the country.
Well, this is the thing, because we know that there's Team Scotland and Team England. I don't think there's Team Wales, as far as I'm aware. There might be, but I've just never seen them with the World Magic Cup. That could be it. But to be fair, it sort of was one of those things of, to get to the Nationals now, you have to be invited, and you only get invited if you've got a certain amount of Planeswalker points.
Yeah.
I think if that's right. So I think basically you've got to attend some you got to have a decent standing at F&M, and not only that, then you probably need to attend, I would probably say, I mean, what, you get double points at GPs?
Yeah.
So you probably have to do a couple of stints at maybe 2 or 3 GPs a year.
Yeah.
Probably get you.
You've got to think, though, the qualifiers, I believe, I was speaking to someone the other day, I think you need 1,000 Planeswalker points
just to be
for the year.
Oh, for the season, yeah.
For the season, for it to happen. I know that, because I was talking, that in Austral there was like 2 people that got to that, and they were the 2 people that were regularly doing well at F&M.
Yeah.
So you either need to do regularly well at F&M, or like you said, probably go to a GP. I've got to say, I'd like to see how many points you get for, getting like a top 8 of a GP.
Well, to be fair, I mean, for example, funnily enough, I actually know when we did GP London, I earned 700 points over the 3 days. Which, bear in mind, you tend to only earn 9. I think it's 9 or 10, something stupid like. But no, actually, no, you don't. You earn 3 points per win and stuff like that. So over the course of an F&M, you earn 25, say 30 points max. But because you get double points, and because obviously, for me and Steve were attending the Friday, we did 2, 3 events on Friday.
Yeah,
I can't remember now.
The Grand Prix trial.
Yeah, we did Last Chance trial. We did Bounty, and we might have done something else. I can't remember off the top of my head. It seems like years ago, doesn't it, when we talk about it? And then there was the main event, and you got all the way through to round 8. Yeah, you got to 8. I got to 7. You got to 6. Adam
4.
Yeah. Yes, but Adam also probably earns a decent amount, because when you dropped, you still went and did all the standard of it. You went and did a ton of standard drafts and fires. And...
The only downside to that was they had problems because there was another Adam Baker at the GP, and they gave me the other.
Yeah, that's probably a slight thing, but I'm pretty sure for the next GP, you're turning up and you're going to have it written down.
Oh yes.
Written down in multiple sources, so you're going to get the correct allocation. But that's the only and then the Sunday we all did Super Sunday Series and a couple of drafts and stuff. So to be fair, at GP, even if you're not going to do the main event, you can probably rack up a decent amount of points from the thing. And then I'd probably say you probably have to do probably about we did 3 GPs and did okay. In events, you probably end up having a decent.
I was on 5. I looked the other day. I was on 500, 600 points. And to think I started 6 months ago now, 7 months ago. Okay, it's probably coincided with different seasons, but that's not bad. It's I'm turning up to F&M pretty much nearly every week, and I've gone to GP. Obviously, this year for my chances it'll be better because I'm going to 2 GPs, so the points will be. Tremendous, hopefully.
One thing I quite like, sort of leading on from this discussion, is that they've now decided that the team events for the World Magic Cup, and now three player teams rather than 4-player teams. Because apparently there was an awkward conversation apparently where who's not going to play this round, etc. Which, to be fair, I find it a bit awful that you go to this thing, you represent your country, and you're the fourth man. Because there's going to be the final round. There is going to be, even if you've put in solid results all the way up until the final match. If you're not playing the final match, you're going to be the fourth man, and it's going to be so and so won the finals, and it's like, no, I was there as well. I did.
Why not have 4 matches? I know you've got to have a definitive result, but then
the reason why they only do 3 matches is that because everyone's playing 3 games on their match, and then it's so if a team wins 2 matches, they automatically through.
But are they better to do 4 and then
because then what
straight off draw you have a 5th one?
Yeah, but then
playoff one.
But then you need 5th playoff. So who do you decide who does the 5th?
Yeah,
playoff?
but at least it's only one person rather than one person that competed rather than one person missing.
Yeah, but then how would you decide the 5th playoff though?
You decide as a team. You don't know. You decide as a team. You have that discussion.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, but bear in mind, this is events being covered to the world. They have a slot, all right, it's not like they have a time, it's not like it's on TV and they have a definitive, this is your slot for the day. But at the same time, it's kind of like, do you really want to stick in a slot where there's going to be a 20-minute discussion on the teams going, no, I'm playing, say we're doing the modern, and it's like, no, we'll do infect, no, we're doing aggro, no, we're doing lancing control.
You set a time limit to the time. You think of football where they have extra time. Okay, it's not predicted. You think of that. They have like a 2-minute discussion. You literally have to have that.
I actually think that going down to 3-person teams of this is the team, because to be fair, all the team events anywhere that have been going on the team GPs are all 3-man anyway. They're not 4-man. So the 4th man has only been for the World Magic Cup. But at the same time, it's like, why not just have 3? Because to be fair, it's the same thing. If say 3 of us go, you have whoever's your strongest in the format in the middle.
Yeah.
And then he can advise, because it's effectively like doing 2-headed giant, except they're playing their own games. But they can go like, say for example, like Chris, you're sat next to me now, so I'm in the middle, I'm playing against Steve, and you've got an opening hand, and you go, ooh, I can do something with this, but I need 1 more land. You can go, hang on, I'll consult with my teammate, and so literally you can lean over and go, Jay, what do you think of that? And because obviously I've helped you build your deck, and it's like, no, dear Lord, I understand where you're going, but do not do it. Sort of thing. So I agree with the 3-man team thing, but I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah,
but the same. Yeah.
I was just kind of just saying it as when they were doing it was a 4-person model. I feel like it makes more sense. To do it as a 3-person model now.
Yes.
I'm just
But yeah. So the other thing as well from this, which caused the most unholy amount of drama when they announced it, is that Wizards of the Coast have decided to shift things back to standard. They've said that the World Magic Championship will no longer be modern, which I actually agree with, because it's hilarious watching just the same teams playing. Literally, you have teams and they're all playing the 3 same decks practically, or a variation of it. It's just like, really? But they've said that they're going to go to shift standard, but whether it's going to be unified standard, so you can't have, so the unified rules is that you have 3 decks, but you can't have the same cards in different decks. So if, for example, 2 years are running white, but you both need Inspiring Advantage, only one deck can use it.
So is it like the 4-card rule for 2-headed giant? If you're playing standard 2-headed giant, you're only allowed 4 of each certain card for the whole deck. So I'm allowed to have 4
it's like for example, say I want to do Mardu vehicles. Right, say we're in the current style. Say I want to do Mardu vehicles, and you want to do red white artifact or red white humans, and say we both need Inspiring Advantage.
Yeah.
Okay. Only one of the decks can have it. That's the unified rule. Okay. Only one. So we'd have to decide obviously when we're deck building of which deck needs it more. Do you need it more for the aggressiveness, or do I need it more for the?
So really, for standard, you want completely different.
This is the thing, they've not said whether there's going to be unified rules on it. I think it should be, because it's better. I think it's actually better to see suddenly he's like, oh, he's brought Mardu vehicles, oh, but so-and-so's using this, we've already seen that, so what's he putting in instead? So I think it's actually better to see. You know, it can. I think I think they should do that.
It's supposed to be people. Why isn't it just a one person doing Stern, one person doing Modern, one person doing Legacy?
Well, let's just watch that tumbleweed go by. Wizards. To be fair, standard sells boxes.
Yeah.
We can't argue.
Yes.
There's no. I'm pretty sure there's no one who could come up with an argument telling me that Modern and Legacy sell boxes, because they don't.
Modern Masters.
That's not a standard. No, but but all those sort of sets are they are one-offs. Occasionally they have. Oh, look, we got overstock. But anyway, that's a different argument for a different podcast. But basically, standard. All the standard sells the boxes. You know, there's always the hype, there's the thing, you know. But to be fair, if I've got a Modern deck, or I'm only playing Modern, if I see a card from the new set that comes out, I'm only going to order the cards online, or buy them at the store, you know, or trade for them. I'm not going to go buy a full box in the chances that I'm going to crack the 4 rares that I need. At which point, you know, you're not going to crack the 4. Say for example, if you needed Metallic Mimic, what is the chance of you cracking 4 in a box?
You'll get 1 at the most.
Yeah, exactly. So, do I have to buy 4 boxes? That's cost of that. You know, it's ridiculous. You know, you get to that's the reason why they're shifting back, and I can see why. It's fine. It's Wizards want to push the new thing. Fine, fair dues. It's the way it is. But of course, everyone went, "Oh my god, does this mean the death of Modern? Oh my god, this is because there's one less Modern format being shown." It's like, I was like, why is everyone panicking?
Does this mean that the GPs are going to be shifted towards?
No. The GPs, they've already set the GPs for the year, and so there's already a Modern one, and all, you know, like for example in England, there's the Birmingham one which is Modern, and Liverpool which is limited. Those are set for the year. Whether later on down the line we might not see as many Modern ones, may happen, but that'll happen. Yeah. We're not in charge. You know, I don't control any stake in.
It really depends where you live, because if you live in America, for example, there's probably GPs going on.
Well, to be fair, you've got. There's lots. I mean, in England we only get 2 a year. I don't even think they get any in Scotland, as far as I'm
never
they travel to England though.
Yeah, I know a lot of them do travel down, but you know, But to be fair, I mean, obviously for us lot, we are actually quite close to jump across the continent anyway. So, you know, there's plenty in northern France and in Amsterdam and stuff like that. So if we ever wanted to go across the water, we can, you know, sort of thing. States are the same. They've got it spread out, you know, they have a vast array of states, and there's probably 2 going on. There's probably 2 going on at least a month minimum, sort of thing. Yeah. Where, you know, to be fair, in June they got the Vegas one. They've got an entire week of GP. They've got like 3 days of Legacy, 3 days of Modern, and 3 days of Standard, all in the space of a week.
I am glad I'm not at that GP. Could you imagine how much money they are going to spend at that week?
Dude, it's in the middle of Vegas. Apparently Vegas is, because the Vegas one only comes around every couple of years, and apparently if you ever want to experience the GP, apparently the Vegas one is the best one to go to, and that is, it's on my list of things I want to go and do. I want to go. Not maybe all of them, but I would go to all of them. I'll be quite frank. I've already built my Legacy deck. I would go and do all 3 for fun. Yeah. But I know I'm gonna have to start saving now. In fact, Eddie's gonna have to take me because it'll be that expensive by the time I end up getting around to it. But yeah. So, moving on from there, because we could probably just go around in circles on this. The other major thing is that they've now announced that after GP, in fact, it ties in beautifully with GP Vegas, is that after GP Vegas, there will be no more Grand Prix trials. Obviously, the Grand Prix trials, for anyone who doesn't know, is that a Grand Prix trial is where you can go, you attend an event at a designated store, and if you win, or I think it's if you come first or second, you earn an amount of buys for that GP it's been designated to. So from now on, the GPTs are gone, but they'll hold GPT events the Friday before the GP. Sorry, the Friday of the GP for that GP.
Yeah.
So, for example, when we go to Birmingham, because that's after the Vegas one, the Friday for the modern one, we can earn buys by attending in special. They'll probably call them last chance, like they did at the London. So last chance events to go in, earn some buys. If you get them, fabulous. If you don't, sort of thing. It's a good way for them to actually make money as well. To be fair, the last chance one that we entered, I think they were running originally like 10 pods. And there was that many people, and you got all a bit confused. They ended up running one massive pod instead, because they all went a bit wrong. Because they told us all to sit down in designated spots, and then you just went, "All right, anyone who's here for last chance, everyone come over this side now." There's been a bit of a screw up. They did it beautifully, and it was fine, sort of thing. And we all sat down, we all opened our pools, and all did that, and it was just,
Depending on the format, it doesn't necessarily benefit. Well, it does benefit you to have the buys, but it doesn't like limited.
Well, this is a very big conversation we all had when we had the GP London, where it was right in terms of buys. It is great for a constructed format. If you're in constructed, whether standard, limited, standard, modern, or legacy, or God forbid if they have held a vintage GP, I don't think they ever have. But if it's one of them, buys are great. You get first through the first few rounds, and it's fine. But we all agreed, and even some of our shop friends who had buys agree with us that having buys in limited is awful. Because by the time they got to the... I think, was it Alfie had 3? I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, he had 3 buys. One of them had 3 buys, and he sat down with his deck that he's not played with yet against someone who's played their deck 3 times and knew the inner workings of it, and had already, and sort of knew how they were going to be running it. They knew sort of what's a decent starting hand, what's not a good hand, and they were kind of screwed. You're immediate unlimited. Buys is a disadvantage, I say, and in fact, I kind of agree with that. Would I complain if I got a buy? No, I'm not going to complain, but at the same time,
because a lot of people said, you need. I've heard the comment before. You need a buy to, be near the top at the Grand Prix. With limited, I would disagree with that. If you go 9-0 from 0-0,
I'm sorry, I disagree with that. Steve got to round. All right, Steve didn't make day 2, but he got to round 8 on his first ever GP, and which is insane. I got to round 7, and I didn't have a buy. I got stumped in my last match. That's because he was on the green red beatdown, and I couldn't do anything to do it. Stupid black white. I hate black, hate white. But that's the way it works. That's I know. I perked up there when you said, "Oh, I hate black." I know. Yeah. But it's. I think the buy system. I think this is actually quite a good thing, because those who want to earn buys, suddenly the Friday events. Friday's going to be manic. We're probably going to get there for Friday for the modern one. I'll probably enter one. If I get a buy, I get a buy. Great.
Get more people through the doors on Friday.
Yeah, exactly.
It really depends. I think they need to still make sure that they're doing something for people that are not. I'm sure there'll be other.
They will. There'll still be the. At GP London they had the Fnatic packages for modern. They'll be doing that still. It'll be fun.
Trials would knock out anyway. So people,
they were.
People going to have one game and then go off and do something else anyway.
It was, to be fair. Yeah, it was literally a single elimination knockout. So, but you played 3 games with your deck, and then it's like. I feel, by the end of the first day, me and Steve were like, I just want to play. Well, I get to play more than one round, and we entered the foiled again one, didn't we? Which, oh god, that was hilarious. But that was good because we actually got to play multiple rounds, and we're like, I love this. I get to play my deck more than once. Because literally, it felt awkward to be under pressure to play a deck and think, is this the best deck I can build out of this pool? And you're like, I think so, maybe. You just didn't know. But yeah. So we'll shift on from that. Pro Tour qualifiers. That's the next thing I wanted to do. Yes. So there's been a change to Pro Tour qualifiers. They're now going to start doing them on the Sunday. Well, they're going to be doing them on the Sunday of a GP because they've now done away with the Super Sunday series of Magic. Try saying that 10 times when you're drunk. But yeah, and so now it's going to be a Pro Tour qualifier. So, but with that, it's limited to spaces, which is 225 off the top of my head. Yes. And now, one thing that has happened is that lots of people were commending this. It's great, yes. So suddenly there's a chance to get in, and earn another way to the Pro Tour. Fabulous, great. But I believe it was the last GP. I can't think what it was. Louisville. I can't remember off the top of my head. The one that's just gone. They had them set up and they were like $92 for entry. Now I don't know what the price support was because we all entered the Super Sunday Series and it was what £45. No, was it £40? £45? It was something like that.
Yeah.
But you know, if you got anywhere near the top 10, you were.
This time like 10 booster boxes.
It was like number one was like 10 booster boxes of your choice, and you know, it was insane. But I think even up until like the top 64, you ended up with like half a dozen boosters and all. So, you know, so you ended up with quite a few things. You know, and I was happy to do that myself. But if we go, say if we go to the modern one, if they try and tell me that they're going to charge me 50 quid and there's none of that great price support that the Super Sunday Series had, I'm going to go no. Because right, the Pro Tour qualifier, you get. I mean, you tend, as far as I'm aware, you get the foil promo for it, which for this season is Emrakul the Eon's Torn. So that's nice, but
you probably get the mat with it as well.
You would, I assume you'd get the GP mat. Alright, so say you get the basics, which would be the mat, maybe the GP foil as well.
Yeah.
But
you're going to get that anyway.
Yeah, I mean, if you've entered the main event the day before, you've already got one. I mean, yeah, okay, it was very nice. You know, I ended up having a couple of mats from our weekend. But you know, it's like I want the chance to get like multiple booster boxes. Yeah. That's what I want. You know, if they tell me, but the problem is as well that a lot of people have criticised that it is the dollar. You know, in terms of the dollar value over in the States, is they were charging more than it was to enter the main event. Yeah, and it's like, yeah, you shouldn't really have that. I mean, I don't agree with that. If I'm going to the GP, the main event should be the big spend. Everything. Obviously, you're going to spend a ton more money anyway. Yeah, but I don't want any of the other events costing a hell of a lot more than the main event.
Only other events that should cost more, for example, there was the sealed.
There was vintage box sealed on it. Yeah, but box seals are complete. Yeah, that's just for people who go, I want a booster box. Yeah,
I mean, I agree with you for the pure stature of if you're entering another event where you get like the free packs or the same for the main event. I wouldn't be wanting to be paying more.
That's
the problem is there's only 225 spaces for the only Pro Tour qualifier.
Obviously it's very limited. It is, but to be fair, I mean the Super Sunday Series, you could book that ticket in the same time you could book the main event. So I wouldn't be surprised to see. You know,
it'll go quick. I think
it probably will, because this is a way to get into the Pro Tour. This gets you onto the regional Pro Tour qualifier, and then once you do the Pro, so that's what happens. So the preliminary Pro Tour qualifier gets you onto the.
This is not the Pro Tour qualifier.
Is it the actual one?
Yeah. So you win that, you go to the Pro Tour.
Oh, so this is all right. Okay, so I don't know. Yeah. All right. Okay then. So they may be skipping the regional one. Then,
so you're gonna have to win the whole thing.
Yeah.
To the Pro Tour. So it's not top 8 Pro Tour. It is the.
No. The top 8 one's only for the GP. So the GP main event, as far as unless they've changed that, as far as I'm aware.
I'm sorry, but you're more likely to qualify for the GP than actually the Sunday Pro Tour qualifier, because one out of it's quite hard.
25 people, so it's 1 in 225 rather than.
I still don't fancy.
GP London there was
3,000.
There was 3,000. 3,000 something else. There was 1 in 3,000 chance of. Well, no, sorry. The top. 8 in 3,000 chance of getting to the Pro Tour through that. But there was definitely some. It's definitely been a lot of news lately, and it's gone a bit insane. But yeah. Anyone else want to discuss anything else that's cropped up with you boys? That you've heard from Wizards or anything like that?
Not really. The only other thing I've heard is that they're.
That's it. Magic Digital Nets. In fact, there was, I think last night, funnily enough, while we were at F&M, there was a screenshot leaked of the concept of it, and basically it's like, to be fair, it looks like Magic Jewels. Yeah. But imagine a bit more sort of, instead of looking at the actual table, it's more sort of a bit half stony, or sort of shrunk down, and it has the cards displayed like in a fan shape. So it's a bit more like for the lack of a better word. It's a bit more Hearthstone. It is Hearthstone.
You saw them trying to jump on the bandwagon of that.
Speaking of Magic Online, I personally think if you buy the card and you get, like, for example, I'm holding no for Nissa now, there should be a code at the bottom of the Odin Nissa that you can transfer to Magic Online, and that's what I personally think you should be able to do.
Yes and no, I agree with you on that. What it should be doing what Pokemon do.
Yeah.
Is that you have a booster pack and the info card, or what occasionally is the token, but they would have to have an extra card, which is the info card. And that card gives you a booster pack online.
Yeah.
So it's not the same. It won't be the same. It won't be exactly the same, but it gives you a booster pack for the online system as well.
That works.
Which is fantastic. So it means that you're not paying twice. I mean, it doesn't stop you buying more boosters online at all. You know, it's still a random thing, and you get the same amount of boosters because this is the thing on Magic. That's right. Apologies, I'm thinking the Duels. Yeah, Duels. If you buy a booster in Duels, you only get 6 cards.
Yeah.
If you go on Magic Online, you do get the full thing, as well as the random chance of a foil or a masterpiece, etc.
But I just think playing Magic at like local FNM, you either got that or you're playing Magic Online. You'll very rarely see people do both, just purely because of the financial cost. I've had a look at it, and it's like.
To be fair, because I've been missing FNM the last couple of weeks. So I've done a couple of drafts and stuff like that, and it costs the same. But I couldn't do both. I couldn't go to the weekly in-store events and do GP and do Magic Online at the same time. Well, my wife would kill me. But apart from that sort of it aside, it's just.
I would only ever do drafts online because
to be fair, actually, no. But if you were to buy the cards for a deck, it works out a hell of a lot cheaper. It works out really cheap because obviously it's digital. It's not physical. But at the same time, it's like. You end up playing, but you can also attend it. You can they do a Pro Tour qualifier through Magic Online as well. So, for example, but to be fair, Magic Online does have its place because if I lived in the butthole end of Scotland somewhere and there isn't a store that can suit me, I have Magic Online. It's it has its pros and cons. The problem with Magic Online is that it is ugly. It was good when it probably first came out, but. In comparison to, I've actually played the Pokemon TCG online one, and that thing's a thing of beauty. I understand it's a hell of a lot. Pokemon the game is a hell of a lot more simpler. I agree with that. But all they need to do is take the Magic Jewels look. If they take Magic Jewels look and put Magic Online, they have a baby. That's what I want. I want the look of Magic Jewels, but all the great interactions and backlog and all that. From Magic Online. Obviously, I doubt they would. They'll probably give you Magic Digital next will probably be maybe only standard. I can't maybe see it being modern as well. I can maybe see it being this is standard format only. Maybe they might develop it out into modern, etc. I think. But.
There's only one complaint. One thing I will say to them: if they make it available for Android. No. To be fair, I think as a system, I would like to think it does run like Hearthstone or Pokemon, which can run off tablets. But there's only that hope, I think. Have to wait and see.
Yeah, we will have to wait and see. But anyway, I think there'll be over the coming time there'll be more stuff coming out about that, which will be good. So we'll wrap it up there because we could probably just witter on for ages. We'd like to thank you all for listening. Please check us out on the YouTube channel. We do upload a video of the podcast as well. We are also on iTunes as well. The link will be in the description box of that. And you can definitely find us online. It's always good. Leave any comments down on the YouTube channel, or you can meet us through our Facebook page, and we're happy to get back to you guys. The last thing to go over is just thank you for listening, and we will be back in March, and it will probably be on the Modern Masters spoilers, etc.
Please, Liliana.
Yes, we obviously know that we're going back to Innistrad and Return to Ravnica, and Chris has his heart, bless him, set on Liliana of the Vale, and if it doesn't happen, I think there'll be people screaming in Modern, quite frankly, because... Well, one, because everyone's expecting it, so loads of people are saying their cards are very cheap anyway, but apart from that side of things, the other people will be raging.
But anyway, so after next podcast will probably be on Modern Masters, and we'll go from there. So anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in, and goodbye.
Take it easy.
Later.
Bye.